This is Bronson with Yellowhorn Productions, and this is my mother, Diane. You can call her Ma, that's what I call her. Today, we are going to make Sunday sauce. But before we get started, before we get into everything, Ma, what is Sunday sauce to you?
My Sunday started with my family, my parents, from 11 o'clock in the morning until 4 or 5 o'clock at night.
Yep.
Because we would have our sauce and eat and talk and laugh and joke, tell stories. Sunday sauce is love. It's what you do. You're Italian, and Sunday sauce means everything.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, I think we should start. I think we should get things going.
We could do that.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you guys ready? I know I'm ready. All right, let's get it going. Let's start.
Do it. Okay, the most important thing with sauce is garlic. You have to have garlic. Unless you're not Italian, you don't know what garlic is. It's everything. Fresh basil is very important because fresh basil, you cannot beat the taste of fresh basil. Of course, onions. You have to have onions in your sauce. Yellow onions, cooking onions, yeah. Sometimes I use the sweeter ones, sometimes I use whatever. But as long as they're nice onions, because they keep your sauce sweet. Onions and garlic go together. Of course, I always use dry basil because it just adds that extra kick of basil. Oregano leaves, dried. I use the dried. If I don't have fresh parsley, I'll use dried parsley. It's just as good in sauce, in my opinion. Italian seasonings. That's self-explanatory. It's Italian seasonings. You're gonna put it in your Italian sauce. Self-explanatory. Italian sausage, Italian sauce. I use the hot and the sweet. This one is hot. See the peppers? You can see the peppers in there. If you use just sweet, it's delicious, but that spice makes it spicier. This, of course, is your spare ribs that you cut up. So, you can cut them doubles or singles. Just watch you don't cut your fingers, because you can. Of course, you fry them, because you have to brown your meat. Don't just throw your meat in your sauce. That is ugly. You have to brown it. That's the first thing I have to brown, is my onions. And then I can throw my tomato and the garlic, and then I can throw my tomatoes in there. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. Okay, I'm gonna get my onion, peel them. It depends on how much sauce you use to how many onions you use, because you don't want it overpowering with onion. And you have to eyeball it. I can't tell you how much to do. There is no set recipe that says, oh, a half a cup of this to a cup of that. We never cooked like that. So now we're gonna cut it. Yeah, we didn't cook with recipes. I just watched Nana and Papa, and of course my grandmother. You know what they used to say? A little bit of this and a little bit of that. I remember when I was older and I would ask Nana, how did you make this? How did you make that? Well, you put a little bit of this and a little bit of that. How do you know when it's done? You can smell it. Okay. And I'm not a chef, so I don't cut onions like everybody else. You cook your sauce long enough that you don't even see them. They actually melt into your sauce. Okay, now the next thing that we have to do is we have to get our olive oil. And I love this brand, but especially the unfiltered extra virgin oil. That's my favorite. So what we do, come on, let's turn it on. I have to brown my onions and the garlic, and then I can throw my tomatoes in there. I'm gonna have to go on this side because I gotta put this in here. Now we're going to throw our garlic in. I'm gonna start with 2 big cloves. And how I know how much to put in is how it smells. Oh yeah, that smells good. Can you smell the garlic? Can you smell the onions? Not overpowering though, right? If you smell more garlic than onion, you put too much garlic. Look, see how they are? They're sweated, but you don't want them to burn. They're not browning. You don't want them really to brown. So in order for them to stop before they brown, you add your sauce. Nana and Papa We always used to can our own tomatoes and make our own sauce, right? And we used to always use, of course, our own sauce. They started buying the tomatoes, and they always bought Luigi Vitelli because that's the tomatoes that they like. The ratio is usually 3 crushed to 3 puree. There are times, depending on the sauce or whatever, I'll do 4 to 3, which is 4 puree to 3 crushed. I poured the sauce in at that point so it would stop the onions from burning and browning. Now what we do is you have to get what's left in the can. You don't waste any of it. Sauce is gold. You know, but not a lot of water. You never use a lot of water. Never. Now we're gonna start seasoning. We're getting a bunch of Italian basil. This is how much I'm gonna use. Okay, now I'm gonna just cut it in. Doesn't have to be perfect. Some people like it bigger than others. That smells good. Now we're gonna start adding our dry seasonings. We'll start with Italian seasoning and parsley. This much. And then Italian seasoning, that much. We're gonna do our dried basil. Let's put some extra oregano, not a lot. Just enough. Oh, that looks good. Because you know your Italian seasonings has that stuff in it, right? So now we stir it. Sometimes before I put my sauce and I just have my onions, I'll throw my seasonings. I don't always, it depends. I'm adding a little bit more Italian seasoning because when I looked at my sauce, it looks like it needs it. See the difference? That little bit. Oh yeah, that looks good. Now, everybody has a secret ingredient. Tomatoes are always acidy. I don't care what kind of tomato you get, they're always acidy. I always put sugar in my sauce. Not enough to make it sweet, but enough to not have it acidy. Because if your sauce is acidy, it'll taste bitter. That's enough. You don't need more than that. You won't even taste the sugar. I'm gonna start browning my meat. Putting olive oil, just a little, not a lot, because the pork is fatty. Because your sauce is in the kettle, as soon as your meat is browned, you just throw it right in there. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I gotta put it aside and all that and make my sauce. I make my sauce first, so I can just throw it in. I have different sizes too, because some people like a little, and some people like big ones, like that. And you don't want to overcrowd it because then it boils instead of brown. Ooh, hear it? See how nice and brown this is? See? It's gonna be really nice to throw in the sauce, I'm telling you right now. We're gonna throw some other meat in there now. Now that the sauce is hot, see how it's hot? It was boiling. Now you can lower it because you don't want your sauce to stick because you just want your sauce to simmer. You don't want it to do anything else. In the meantime, let's check it. Yeah, it looks good. Throw it in. Your sausages, you can tell more that they brown nicer, you know? That one. There was nothing like getting up on a Sunday morning, especially after we would be out all night. You'd wake up to sauce cooking. That was like the best. Because back then we used to be out all night. Look at that. Tell me that this doesn't look good. See? It's not burnt. It's perfect. Okay, just scrape just the top.
Not too hard.
Not too hard, no, because just in case, you don't want to grab any burnt. You don't ever want anything burnt. Crispy, yes, burnt, no. But see how golden? Look how golden this oil is now. Look at that. That's the stuff that Nana would save. And I'm switching to this for a reason, because I'm going to, with the oil, okay? This, like this. Okay. Alright, that should be good. And now we're going to stir it. Let's see. Believe it or not, that tiny bit of oil adds flavor to your sauce. That's all you need. Just that little bit. We got enough sauce too, because I'll tell you how you know you got enough. When you stir it up, right? Now you know your meat is gonna shrink as it cooks. But you always make sure your meat is covered by the sauce. So this way, it cooks. Otherwise, it won't cook. Now, we are going to grab our cover. I don't put it on tight. I put it on like this. And then I'm gonna go here. Just make sure it's on a low simmer. Oh my God, it smells so good. My sauce has to cook now for about 3 hours. So it's 2. We'll be eating probably around 5:30. I like to cook it longer, but you were here too late today. If you were here on time, my sauce would have been on and already cooking by noon. And then we'd eat by 4 or 5.
So sorry.
But somebody I know was late.
3 hours later.
So now I already salted the water. And you know salting the water brings it to a boil faster. Did you know that? Okay. I know it's not your cavatelli. I know it's not your gnocchis. But we're gonna have fettuccine. And who in their right mind does not love fettuccine? Look how beautiful those flat pastas are.
Do you break pasta in half?
Never. No. That's for people that call macaroni noodles, okay? We don't do that. Well, the beauty of this type of macaroni, or some people call it pasta, you can't overcook it. I like pasta macaroni al dente. Okay, because it's not mushy or anything like that. But the thing with fettuccine, you have to be careful that it doesn't stick together. So sometimes what I like to do, for that reason, it can't hurt to just put a tiny bit of olive oil. Okay, that ensures that your pasta does not stick together. See how it's all separating? That's what you want. Look at this sauce. You can tell it was just stirred. Okay. Look at that. See? Now, if you look at this, look at how much has evaporated. That much is evaporated. I like to keep it semi-off, not all off. And look at my meat. Look at the cover. Otherwise, more of it would evaporate because it's liquid, you know? Now, let's see how this is going. Ooh, look at how that's soft. See? But look you can tell. See how it's still real dark? You can tell that it's not done yet. See? Now what we'll do is we will start taking our meat out of our sauce because we're going to serve it because the macaroni is cooking. Okay, look at that. Ooh, this is a nice meat sauce. Well, sauce with meat. Now, we should put this on the table. And you know what kind of cheese we use, right? Pecorino Romano. I'm ready to start straining. Just taste it up, and we know that it's done because I like it al dente. I hate mushy macaroni. Woo! Yeah. So we want to make sure all the water's out, because if you don't, then it'll mix with the sauce and it'll be watery. You don't ever want watery. Okay, now come on. Now this, you know, is what we have to do now. What do? Get a little bit of sauce, because we want to make sure it doesn't stick, and we want to make sure it stays nice. It gets with the pasta. Look at that. Oh my God. It smells so good. Now we're gonna get these. There. Look at that. Now it will never stick. Between the oil and now mixing it with a little bit of the sauce, you got it going on. Okay, now we're gonna start with our dishes and we can serve our pasta. Okay? Ready? Let's go.
One more.
Sauce. That's best sauce.
I know.
Okay.
Oh,
Is that good, sweetie? Okay.
That comes out, you know? I'm not picky.
It's great. It's very entertaining.
Is this good?
Perfect, perfect. Thank you.
Red pepper.
The sauce isn't that too bad, isn't it? I like it, the sauce.
Yeah, I don't know the rules, so
I don't know.
I'm waiting to be told what to
Whatever you do, don't touch
This is yours. Okay, see this here? This is my Sunday sauce. We all know how much everybody loves Sunday sauce. And my main reason for making my Sunday sauce is...
Mamma mia! Oh, Maron!
All right, so that's it. We made the Sunday sauce. Everybody's well fed, in comatose. That's basically kind of how that goes. The carb overload gets you good.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, that's basically it. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Hopefully you love the beautiful little B-roll, all the little close-up clips, all the cool, beautiful cinematic gorgeousness that is Sunday sauce.
It's too bad they couldn't have smelled it, huh?
Well, that's in the future. When we get like smell-o-vision and VR, we'll make a VR video next.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, I don't even know what it means, but all right.
All right, I love you.
I love you too.
And we love you. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your Sunday sauce. Hey!
Hey, that's all right.